Another epic moment. Also, we get to see Jingle All the Way animation again. Yes. Arnold Filzenegger. Right? How do you say? Brunelzenegger? Right? Very nice.
It, and then doing a recap reactions video that's just me talking. For the first time ever, I actually watched it live with all of you. And you got to see my honest first time reactions to everything that was presented in that video. You guys have been asking me to do this, no exaggeration, for about 5 to 6 years now. It basically became very commonplace around, say, 2015, 2016, that people would start doing these reaction-style videos, in particular at E3 and other things like that. I was always incredibly resistant to it. Why? Many reasons. Number one, I'm just a stubborn guy. If you haven't noticed, over the years, I am slow to adapt to change. I'm not stupid. You just look at my track record, my history. This is factually documented. I didn't want to do direct capture. I didn't want to do live streaming. I basically held out. I held out incredibly long in order to do that stuff, right? I did, like a really long time before I adopted it. By the time I adopted it, then I didn't want to do interactive streaming. I just wanted to act like I was doing videos offline. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. But that's how I am. Like, I get, essentially, I fall into this, not necessarily a pattern, but like a routine. Here's my routine. I do things a certain way. I like the way I do it. It works. It's fun for me. It's entertaining for you. It's successful. So why change? But that's a stupid attitude to have. It is. Because things change all the time. People are finding new and creative ways to express themselves. There's different things you can do on the internet to spread content. There's different kinds of content and diversification of content, right? And what I need to do if I'm going to remain pertinent to any kind of an audience, even if it's just a small audience, I still need to be staying in line with trends and with what you guys like and want. I need to take in your feedback and take in your suggestions of things that I should be doing, and I need to listen, all right? It doesn't necessarily mean that I absolutely every single time have to do exactly what was asked of me. There's a lot of situations where I feel things just don't make sense, or don't fit my style of content, right? People, oh, do IRL vlogging. No, I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not, well, like, what's that guy's name? Ice Poseidon or whatever? No, I'm not going to walk around vlogging my whole life, having people dictate what I do, and then fucking, you know, calling in, swatting and shit when I'm at the airport. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. I'm not doing, there's certain things that are just absolutely ridiculous, and I would never do them, okay? At the very same time, there are some things that I could definitely do to diversify my content that's within the realm of reality and or something that wouldn't be, like, completely changing who I am as a content creator or person. And if that's the case, right, then maybe I should consider it. And here's the thing. Over the years, I've always been resistant to doing React-style content, and here's why. I feel that there is a plethora of people out there doing it. The market for it is already oversaturated. Okay, that's number one. Number two, people have turned it from, oh, intelligent reactions, like, oh, I have something to add to this conversation. Here's an interesting take, to here's me overreacting on camera to get a reaction out of my audience, like a laugh or a snicker, and then I make money off of basically making funny faces to the camera that add absolutely nothing to anything. It's essentially the laziest content you can make because you're not preparing anything. You're just watching and is, oh my goodness, I can't believe it, and then you make money. Okay? Now listen, I totally understand that some people find value in that, but I don't. Just being honest, I just really don't. And that's my take, and you can disagree, and that's fine. You know, if anything, over the years, I've learned that we can agree to disagree and still, you know, be okay with that. But that's what I mean. Like, I was of the impression that React-style content was not of any value besides a little laugh or a snicker or making fun of someone. You know, and I compare this to old back in the day, the scream cammers, all right? That's what I used to call them. No one else called them that. Essentially, people who played horror games, and all they did was scream at the camera the entire time, pretending like they were afraid. I hate to say it, but it was guys like PewDiePie and others who that's how they got their start. Not to say that that's what they do today. I mean, they're ridiculously different today and they're very successful. But that's how they got their popularity, by acting, by overacting like an idiot, like a muppet. And I don't like doing that. I want to be genuine and true with my audience. I don't want to be a character anymore. I mean, I was a character for many years, right? Back in the day, when I used to do my gameplay, it was always about, I've got to do constant commentary that's joking, sexualized, racial stereotype kind of stuff. I have to fill every moment of dead air with a complaint, slamming a game dev, saying a game sucks. Like, that was my shtick. That was my character back in the day. And then when I became a full-time streamer in 2017, kind of like that persona was almost like stripped of me. Because now I had every moment I was talking with you guys live and we were having conversations and having a lot more meaningful, fun, and interactions. And when we started doing that, I essentially realized I didn't need to do that anymore. I was like, there's no purpose to doing that. Like, I'm not filling dead air anymore. There is no dead air. It's us. It's us having an organic experience together, as opposed to me manufacturing this experience to be digested via, visual consumption. That's really what it felt like. I was manufacturing a product, and now I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm just being me, you see? So, all that being said, I was really against the React stuff. To being honest, I was, and I didn't know how any of this was going to go. And then you guys basically over the last couple of months were like, well, listen, you're talking about diversifying your content, right? You want to reach out and branch out and do other things. You've done that with the podcast. Why not do it in other ways? This is something we've wanted you to do for so many years, right? And you haven't. Why not? So I kind of I'm not to say I caved, but I listened to your feedback, and now over the last month and a half, right? I've basically started doing this kind of stuff. I reacted to the Wings of Redemption Down the Rabbit Hole, which was super unique and interesting because I didn't know much about the guy. And then watching that, learning about him, learning about the memes, right? Getting an actual understanding of what you guys were referencing all the time and kind of understanding where he was coming from, it was very eye-opening, to say the least, okay? And then, doing a kind of a random react with that Final Fantasy house, which I didn't even know what the hell that was at all, was kind of interesting. And then, of course, reacting to my own Down the Rabbit Hole, which is a whole different kind of thing because obviously I knew what was in that video. I lived it. But being able to add context, being able to add additional information and a frame of reference so you could understand what was being discussed in that video, and in a lot of ways, fessing up to my mistakes and shortcomings from the past and admitting that I had done stupid, dumb, fucked up, idiotic, uneducated, immature things, and that I had moved on from that in my life, right? That was, to me, like a moment of meaning. And a lot of people said they felt like it was like a moment of growth for me. But for me, I just really enjoyed moving on from that. I feel like now, anything discussed in that video is the past. And I think people have kind of accepted that. And now we can move forward positively to the future. Okay? So,